Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He will likely do a decent job at work but may not rise very high or stand out much. He prefers to keep things safe and steady rather than taking bold steps or sticking his neck out for promotions or big projects. If he faces obstacles, he's the sort who might quietly step back rather than fight hard for what he wants.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't make a scene or explode with anger, but he also won't jump in bravely to fix things. He's likely to quietly retreat and avoid dealing with the problem directly. You won't see emotional outbursts, but you might notice him withdrawing or becoming even quieter than usual.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work will mostly see him as a polite and gentle person who does not get into fights or arguments. He's the kind who avoids drama and keeps his head down, so he's unlikely to make enemies or clash with others. He won't be the most popular or outspoken, but he will be respected for not causing trouble.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he won't feel threatened or try to compete with you. Instead, he'll quietly support your success, though you may not get big, enthusiastic cheers from him. If anything, he'll be glad for your achievements, keeping his support simple and steady.
What if you start earning more than him?
No, he is unlikely to resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Money and status aren't the things that drive his sense of self worth, so there's no need to worry about bruised egos or silent bitterness. If anything, he'd prefer to keep peace and avoid any arguments about money.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is more likely to handle money with care rather than spend it carelessly. He isn't drawn to flashy things or sudden shopping sprees, so you probably won't catch him wasting money on things he doesn't need. You'll find him steady and sensible with his spending, focused on needs rather than wants.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. He isn't interested in showing off or buying things just to impress others. Most of the time, he keeps it simple, making choices that fit his budget and comfort.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's gentle and polite, but when it comes to sharing or giving, he's more reserved than open handed. You won't find him being very warm or generous with big gestures, either with money or emotions. He won't be stingy, but you'll notice he's careful and not easy with opening his heart or wallet wide.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not the type to be secretive or controlling about money. He keeps things simple and would rather avoid arguments or drama, so he won't hide things from you or try to boss you around financially. If there's something you need to know, you'll have to ask directly, as he is quiet by nature.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is unlikely to insist that housework is only your job. He prefers to avoid conflict and tries to be polite, so he won't make you feel pressured or bossed around when it comes to chores. If you talk to him kindly and clearly about sharing the work, he'll try to help in his quiet way.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He isn't the type to just sit back and watch while you do everything. Although he may not notice all the chores on his own, if you ask him, he'll step in and help out without making a fuss. He's more about keeping things peaceful than being the hero, but you'll see him lend a helping hand when needed.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is not the type to argue just to prove he's right. When you share your feelings or explain your side, he listens quietly and tries to avoid conflict rather than pushback. But overall, his gentle nature means he's more concerned with keeping peace than being right all the time.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he gets angry, he stays respectful and avoids saying hurtful things or acting aggressive. Instead of raising his voice or using harsh words, he is more likely to go quiet or distance himself for a while. You'll find him calm and restrained, always trying to keep the peace, even when he's upset.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he is not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He keeps his emotions under control and does not snap or lose his temper easily. You don't need to worry about sudden outbursts or fights with him.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He is more likely to quietly accept his mistakes rather than blame you or make excuses. If he's done something wrong, he may not always say a big, loud sorry, but you'll see it in his gentle attitude and willingness to make things right. You can expect quiet responsibility from him, not finger pointing or stubbornness.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He is gentle and polite by nature, and he values peace over pushing his own way. You don't have to worry about him crossing lines or making you feel unsafe.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he is not the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He won't get upset, sulk, or make you feel guilty about your feelings. Instead, he'll quietly accept your need for space and will not push or pressurize you.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He is polite and values peace, so hurting or embarrassing you later is not in his nature. You won't find him making jokes at your expense or sharing things that should stay private.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's the kind who stays faithful and doesn't get easily distracted by other women. His nature is calm and steady, and he values the peace and comfort of a stable relationship over chasing excitement elsewhere. You won't find him looking for attention outside or flirting to boost his ego.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not over possessive or the jealous, controlling type. His calm and gentle nature means he doesn't feel threatened easily, and he trusts the people close to him. Instead, he prefers to give space and believes in quiet trust rather than control.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, being protective is not a cover for being controlling. He is naturally gentle and prefers to keep peace rather than take charge or boss you around. You'll feel safe, not smothered with him.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's not the type to insist that parenting is only your job, but he might not take the lead or jump in on his own either. He prefers peace and fairness, so he is willing to share responsibilities if you talk to him gently and clearly. He won't argue or blame you if asked to help. He'll quietly step up and do his share.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and not lose his temper. He isn't the type to shout, scold harshly, or act out in anger. He'd rather keep peace and give everyone space to settle down than react with strong emotions.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will support your role as both a mother and as your own person. He won't expect you to only focus on the family or give up your interests and dreams. He values peace and fairness, and he quietly respects your choices and individuality.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the kind of man who will suddenly change his mind and ask you to quit your career after you have a child. His nature is gentle and steady. He respects your choices and values, keeping life peaceful and fair for both of you. If he supports you now, it isn't just for show or to change later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface rather than show deep warmth to your parents. He values respect and gentle manners, so he will always be well behaved and avoid any conflict or rudeness. However, he may not go out of his way to build a close, loving bond or express much emotion. He will try to adjust to your family rather than expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and try not to make things worse. He avoids conflict and values peace, so he won't raise his voice or start arguments with your family. You won't see him act rude or disrespectful even if he's uncomfortable.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he is not the kind of man who will act modern with you, but suddenly expect you to be a strict, traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He values calm and fairness and doesn't believe in putting on a show or forcing you to change your behavior just to please others. His support is gentle and genuine, both in private and in front of others.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it rather than take sides or argue, even if that means not openly standing up for you. He avoids conflict and wants to keep peace, so he might quietly support you in private but not speak up strongly in front of others. If you need more outward support, you may need to clearly tell him what you expect.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is not a typical mummy's boy, but he does try to avoid conflict and keep peace in the family. If there's a disagreement with his mother, he won't openly take sides or argue on your behalf. Instead, he will stay quiet and try to let the situation calm down without making anyone upset.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he won't share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He is a private person who prefers to keep personal matters within the home and avoid creating extra drama. This helps create a safe space in your relationship where your feelings and issues are just between the two of you.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being in a relationship with him means living with someone gentle, quiet, and steady. You'll rarely have big fights or drama. He keeps the home peaceful and prefers calm over chaos.